Good afternoon. My name is Pansy Fogwell. I'm here today, Wednesday, July the 3rd, 1991, to interview Mr. Hughie Day on behalf of the Red Indian Lake Heritage Society. Good afternoon, Mr. Day.
Yeah.
Could we ask you where you were born?
Yes, Trinity Bay. Old shop, Trinity Bay.
Do you mind telling us when?
Well, no, I don't mind.
Conscious about your age.
No, January 21st, 1923.
And so when did you come to Millertown?
May 1940.
I assume you came there for work?
Yes.
For work? Yeah. And when you first came into Millertown now, did you say come on your own, or did you know somebody?
My father ran a camp here.
Oh, so did you live in Millertown or stay there anywhere?
Not.
When you were working? I just wondered if you were boarding with someone or anything like that.
No.
Oh, so what about your father's name now? You say your father,
Day.
And your father worked in Millertown?
Ran a camp for years, a few years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you were single when you came to Millertown?
Oh, yes.
So were you married in Millertown?
No.
Where were you married?
New Harbor, Trinity Bay.
Oh, you were married. Did you marry a girl from Millertown?
Yes.
Her maiden name?
Mabel White.
Right. And can you remember who married you?
Yes. Reverend Cracknell in New Harbor.
So did you live in New Harbor then?
No, I was working in Millertown at the time, and went out there and got married.
Oh, came on back.
Yeah, on holidays.
And I assume you had a family?
Yes. 7.
Oh, 7.
Yeah.
Are they all in Newfoundland now?
No. There's 2, one in Winnipeg, one in Toronto, and one in Labrador City.
Now, when you got married and lived in Millertown, did you rent a home there or own your own?
Rented first.
Can you remember how much rent you paid at that time?
Yeah, I remember all that stuff because I done it. $5 and 21 cents a month. And up where right fast, that's where I rented first.
Oh, yeah.
One end of that house, rented there for a couple of years. Then I bought that one downtown by Adas, when Parsons lives there. No. Who lives in that Parsons lives there?
This 521, Mr. Day, why the odd numbers? Why the 21 or?
I don't know.
Do you know?
I'm not sure. It was made up, all the houses, and almost every house in Millertown was company.
Yeah.
And they made up a certain amount for the month, and it was shared up, by.
Oh yes.
By the rooms and that kind, by the size of the house, I think, something like that.
Yeah.
So actually, the one I was in was 10.24, something, or 10.25, because right fast paid half, and I paid the other half. See?
Oh yes.
That's why it was 5.21.
So did you ever work in the woods?
Oh God, yes. For a few years, yeah.
Yeah. And what were you doing when you worked in the woods?
Well, but you're talking now before I was married now.
Yeah.
Okay.
First when you went in.
First I went in 1940. I worked cutting roads, box on, and cooking. And I went up in May 1940. I never come down anymore till October of that year. I never come down to the woods after all that time.
And what about conditions in the woods then? What were they like at that time?
Oh, there was 2 people sleeping in a bunk, and there's wooden bunks.
Still wooden bunks?
They were board. They were board. Not there, no, they were board, with a centerpiece going between. The food was fair, compared to the cooks were good and that kind of stuff, but there was beans every morning for breakfast. That was, everybody knows that, of course, that was a common,
And did you have beds at that time made out of boughs, or did you have?
No, I never. I think the year before I got there. No, we had blankets.
Oh yeah.
You brought blankets from home, I think. But there was mattresses in the dead mattresses. I think that's the year they brought them in, or the year before that, or something.
Yeah.
No, I never slept on boughs.
So you said you worked in the woods how long?
For that first year, then I worked that winter in the woods. Helped my fellow with a dog team. Me and Harold Hall.
So they still had dog teams up there?
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, we used to load the sleds, go out on the ice, and the dogs would haul the sleds back for us. In place, I don't think of the name, Peter Reverend, no, you say. Dogbrook. Place called Dogbrook.
Now, they have special place to keep these dogs? Would they
Yeah.
keep them in the barn? Or?
No, you was in the with the horses.
Yeah.
They used to keep them in the cookhouse first, but in the bunkhouse, say. But then they put them over the horses in the barns.
Yeah. And what they feed the dogs then?
I think you bring a herring. You bring a herring from home. A lot of people, you know. There was only one winter I know about that. There was, you know.
Yeah, because they had tractors at that time.
Oh yes, there was a tractor there at the same time. You know, a tractor and horses.
Yeah, because they used both that, hey?
Oh God,
for
yes.
a walk,
Oh yes,
or...
yeah. Horse and tractor for all the winters. I was up in the wood, actually in the woods, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then, when you finished in the woods?
Well, I worked that winter, and the next year, say the war was on, and a lot of camps closed. So I went to Argentina then. So that's not wouldn't interest you at all. But I worked in Argentina for a year, for a year and a half, and then my father got another camp. So I came back in the woods, and I worked with him Buxton and cutting roads and that. And a fellow belonged to another company named Barbary Squares. They were looking for a scaler, assistant scaler, and he knew that I come from West Rio, come from more shop, eh? So he got up to Mr. Potts or Mr. Batson, and I went assistant scaler then. That was in 1942. So I was assistant scaler then for that year. And in the meantime, I went to join up, and my father wouldn't let me because he was overseas before, and he wouldn't let me go. So in January, my birthday was, in 1943, I joined up.
Oh, yes, so you did go?
Yeah.
So you left Millertown then for a while?
I went in 43, I was gone all 40, I was left in, I think, March, I'm not sure now, you know, they called me about St. John's, eh?
Yeah.
And I never came back until September 45, the war was over.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And the interesting thing about that, there wasn't much work, and a fellow by the name of Harry Main, he come from Mobile, and I met him in Whitburn. And I was looking for a job. He said, I'll tell you what, he said, if I can get a job for you, I'll get a job cutting roads. So the next day I get a message with a ticket now paid to come to Millertown. And when I got in, Miss Fitman, you know, remember a couple of lives, he said, you have a bad news for you. I said, what's that, boy? You got to go see Mr. Potts. I said, why see Mr. Potts? Because he was, you know, a big shot at the time. And he said, he's up to 26. And Harry Main had a camp way just side 26, eh? So anyway, I went up, and when I got in the camp, Harry Main said, well, you got to go down and see Brian Potts. He said, I don't know what it's about. So I went down, and Mr. Patton, I got out of the truck, see him coming out. Mad as the devil. He said, what's wrong with you? I said, boy, sir. He said, when you let me know you're looking for a job. He said, you know, fellas from overseas, we try to fill me to a better, you know. And I said, well, that's, you know, new to me. But he said, you're going to sit scale again tomorrow morning. He said, that's when you left. When you left tomorrow morning, you go sit scale. You're not when you wood cutting no more wood. And that's how I come to get on, you know, with the job.
Well, you were pleased with that then?
Well, I wasn't happy because he laid off, I was only on short time. You know what I mean? But, you know, he's only on temporary. Yeah.
So according to that, and the company was very considerate of the men that...
They were really, yeah, you know.
That was nice.
Yeah, especially when they had now if you were a blacksmith, they offer you a blacksmith job, you know what I mean? But I was assistant scaling before that. I never had a license, but I was assistant scaling. I went with, tied up for them timekeeping on the river for years, you know, that years. Yeah.
So then when did you come to work in Millertown? When did you
Well,
start,
that was
in the office, I mean?
Well, no, well, the office.
Or was there time lapse now between that?
Yes, it was, yeah, Monday 45.
Yeah.
I went there.
Yeah.
And I was up in, then I got my scaler's license with Constable Gooby was there at the time, eh?
Yeah.
He was, I got my license when he was just sworn me in that. And then I went up scaling. I was scaling then for 40, that went, you know, say from September 45 I went up. And for the next couple of years, I was scaling, you know. You'd be scaling and timekeeping, well, you know what I mean, which was all the same sort of thing. And so sometime in 1940, I think never sure, 1948, that winter, he brought me down to the office for temporary, for work that winter. But I was come down, all I was doing up income taxes.
Right.
You know, that's what, you know, anybody who made over $1,000, I had to go through all their earnings for the year, right? And do as well doing T4 slips for the Fort Confederation, that was.
Oh.
Year for year or so, Fort Confederation, eh?
You mentioned one thing there, never heard anything about before. You mentioned Mr. Gooby swore you in for...
For scaler's license, C. Scooby.
So that had to be done, huh?
Oh yes, you had to, for being scared, you had to go and take a, had to be, there's nobody in Mother at the time who could mince roads, as far as I know, eh?
Oh,
But Mr. Gilby,
sort
C.
of justice to the peace.
Just the peace, right? You know, he was constable, wasn't he? C. Gilby was
Yeah.
constable, yeah. And he could do it, just the peace or constable could do it, see? He wasn't a mountie then, that was before the mountie days, you know, he was a constabulary, you know, whatever you call him. Yeah.
So that had as much to do with provincial laws than the company, according to that, eh?
I think so. Oh yes, once you were licensed all over the island.
Oh,
You had a scarce license for all of Newfoundland at the time, you know. Once you got a license, you were licensed.
So you stayed in the office from then on? Then?
No, I went in that, do up this in spring, and I went back in the woods then for a few months. And Mr. Elliot Moore was the office manager, and he wanted somebody to come in and relieve, you know, something like for like holidays. So I come in the office and start working the office then, just temporary.
Yeah.
And Christmas I was supposed to go back in the woods, you know. But he said, no, I'm going to keep going for the winter. And I stayed there then for, you know. Yeah.
So do you know what year that company office was built? That one is still gone, but the newer one.
No, I don't know. I'm surprised because, you know, I never found out what year that was built. I never heard anybody say.
But that was built when you came there, because we understand it was an old one.
Yeah, no, that new office, that's when I came in the first time. That's when I signed on in 1940, that old office. Mr. Pittman was there, you know, I remember him signing me on that, you know.
That's what I was just going to ask you, if Mr. Pittman did that then.
Mr. Pittman signed on him in then, yeah.
So is that the work you did after that, or I know you were a paymaster, huh?
Yeah, well, I signed on him in for a short time, but then when Mr. Moore got transferred to Grand Falls, Elliot Moore, Ambrose took over, because Ambrose was on the cash then. Then I took over the cash when Ambrose, took over the cash from Ambrose. And I was cashier then for, now, I don't have any year, because Lou Jones was there, you know, just before me. And then Harold Well came in, you know, because Harold, I remember the year, he was always cashier for, you know, a good many years there. But I don't remember what year Harold Well come in and took over the cash. See, when Ambrose got transferred to Grand Falls, I went sort of, you know, accounting there, right? You know. But I was paymaster for, well, it went strike, I remember that exactly. You know, I was still paymaster then. That was 1958, say December 58, strike started. I was still paymaster at that time, you know.
Now, paying the men then, we've heard them talking about.
Yeah.
Did you pay by cash or by check?
I mean, pay the men?
Yeah.
The men were paid, well, scalers would made checks out in the woods, but we cashed checks when they came down.
Yeah.
But the people in Mothertown were paid in envelopes by cash.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
you got that, everybody knows that,
Yeah.
you know, on your record.
And how'd you get cash then to pay these men? Or where
It's come up from Grand Falls, from the bank, Grand Falls.
Did you go get that, or?
No, first we used to have to go up and get the silver, because it was too heavy or something, and you just bring it on the train, and we used to go to Merton Junction. But after that, you could bring it in, you know. Yeah, I only made a few trips, but Ambrose used to go to Merton Junction all the time, but I made a few trips, that's all, to Merton Junction for the silver, because the silver, say $50 in, you know, or $1,300 in silver was heavy, you know.
Yeah.
So we used to go to Junction, pick it out of the train.
Milligan Junction.
Milligan Junction, yeah.
So in other words, you still took 2 trains in order to get that?
Oh yeah.
You know,
you go to Bucket Junction, pick up the other train, go. Yeah.
Now, did people know what you were going for then, money? I mean, did you need protection or anything like that?
Well, we used to take a little rifle. Never was ever any loaded, no shielding. No. We always had the, I think it was revolver, it was probably not in the office now. But we used to take it out with us, but never, you know, never anybody went with you. I think now in Amherst Day, you send somebody with them, everything had to come up. So we only had, I think, I was bonded for $100,000. So we had to be bonded, so you couldn't be on cash, but be bonded. And I was bonded for $100,000.
But now you're saying cash, but paper money, that still had to come from Grand Falls.
Oh yes, all the money comes to Grand Falls in the bank.
And that was sent by train?
Yeah, no, come up in the mail.
Oh, in the mail?
Yeah, in the mail, all notes were. In the mail, yeah. We used to go down to the post office, when Mr. Bannister was there before him signed for it, that's all, you know, just registered parcel with them, pick it up.
Just a big package full of money?
That's right, you know, a big bag full of money, you take it to the post office and bring it up in the house and count it.
Oh,
yeah.
But now everybody in town was paid that way. Hey, you take what I was thinking about now. teachers were paid from the office.
That's right, yeah. When I was in, the teachers come up to the office
And got
their pay, yeah, that's right.
Now, did the company then get a check from Department of Education or what?
No, that wasn't a check. I think there was some deposit. They had some account. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
That, like you'd have, say
they just send notification.
Yes, that's it. They knew the salary and they deposit to the company account in Grandpa's or wherever,
right.
every month or whatever it was, eh?
Yeah. Now, the office at that time then had quite a number of employees, didn't it?
Yeah.
There was girls there.
Well, on the switchboard there was...
Yeah, I was going to ask you now, but the switchboard...
Yeah, okay. I mean, down the office, Evelyn Blackwood was there. You remember Evelyn, Mary Spence?
I know her name.
Yeah, but she worked in the office so long, and Lil Ball, now I'm not sure two of them at one time, I think they were, because Lil was on the switchboard for a while, but you just worked downstairs too, when it was busy, like. And Eleanor McNeil, she worked downstairs with me for a while, and
she was secretary there.
That's right, yeah, Eleanor, yeah.
That's what I was going to say, if they had secretaries, they had two
secretaries
there.
That's what Blackmore was, Blackmore was her name, Evelyn. Yeah, she was secretary there, see? Yeah, two of them.
So they used to keep two secretaries there?
Yeah, I know they have two all the time, but there's one there always. Yeah. I'm not sure if it'd be two there all the time or not.
Joan and Eleanor, they worked together.
Yeah. But see, what happened, one would be a secretary, two were secretaries, but one used to do what we used to call all the postings, which was all the entries like rent and that kind of thing, say vouchers and that kind of stuff,
And how many girls worked on the switchboard? You don't know? There was at least two.
There were two, see, it had to be two, yes, there were only two. So Mabel worked there, that's why Mabel was on switchboard. She worked out there, see?
Yeah.
And then there was Alice was on, and then, I know, yes, Ada was on, but that was after, wasn't it? Was Ada on switchboard? I'm not sure about Ada. But Eleanor, Lil Bob, she worked on switchboard too, say, between wars, But sometimes she'd be down that, and more times she'd be on switchboard, and, There's two girls on switchboard all the time,
So, could you explain to us how the switchboard worked? Because that was upstairs.
That was upstairs, yeah. But you, up in the woods, you ring, and there was like a little thing just drop down, a little tag, like drop down. And you had to ring, different, just trying to know, same, you remember downtown, don't you? So I had the company give one in my house for ringing, say, up to Gene Pablo. Say mine was too long and short, or that kind of stuff. But that didn't have to go through the switchboard, no.
Oh, that didn't go through the switchboard?
I don't know if we're not sure about that now. You tell me through the switchboard or not. But I know up late, when you ring and the operator would answer, But when you ring, it seemed like there was something you should drop down, and you put a plug in, in the board. I know you could tell Grandpa's, but there was no doors on things, so just, because it's on telephone line, because Jack Manio used to do up in the woods, and told him here he swapped so far, meet him up on the road there, see. I know I used it a good many times, we put thing on your ear and talk away,
Now that closed 11 o'clock, eh?
Yeah.
There was an emergency up in the woods or someone was wanted after that. What happened after that?
Well, apparently, if it happened, I think you could no way to get through, as far as I know.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I don't know of any, because, there's only a few phones of Mr. Potts, and Mr. Tate. But I don't know, say if anything happened out in the woods, really, Bobby Taylor's up in Lake Amherst, and they got hold of him. You know what I mean? Because they could call they could call Lake Amherst all the time, eh?
Yeah.
And he would get the speeder or whatever, needed to, Yeah.
You spoke just now when you worked in the office for collecting the rent and the...
Oh, yeah.
All that. Did the people have to go to the office and pay your rent?
No, they're taking out your pay.
Oh,
See, that's what I'm saying. The girl, every month, the girl whoever done the posting, well, I used to do it too. And there's all, list of made rent, and your storage insurance, your life insurance, and there was school, which say 50 cents a month, whatever it was all vouchered. And then the month you go through every name, up and down, and see what they owe for that month, like coal. Some people have a ton of coal, they say take out a half ton this month, half ton next month, and you do this kind of things, eh? Yeah.
Now, the company owned all the houses, or practically
yes, fair with the raw store going, couple of them.
Now, this land bit, this cent a year.
Yeah.
Where was that paid to? Could you go up to the office
No,
and pay that?
no, yes, you had to come to the office once a year in Ballartown, up the
Yeah,
office,
yeah.
but you only paid 1 cent. You couldn't pay any more than 1 year at a time. I remember that because somebody come in one time with 5 cents and wanted to pay, and I had to go and see Mr. Potts or somebody at the time. They said, no, you only allowed 1 cent a year. And that
Now,
was
if you were back, you could pay that, I suppose.
Hey?
If you were...
Yes, yeah, I'm going to say, but if you're old, I think they used to make sure that you wouldn't be old very long when they you know,
Yeah.
remind you about it. Yeah.
So, Millertown itself now, the town. What about the social life there, the movies and so on?
Well,
How often would you get...
Well, it was every Saturday night. I wouldn't say every, but almost every Saturday night there'd be a movie.
Yeah.
You know, I think there was every Saturday night, unless it's some snowstorm or, you know, in the train or something. But we used to go to the movies, you know, fairly often. It wasn't much else on go, for playing cards or, you know, I mean, it wasn't meant much of a thing. No. The one thing in Mullertown, people were wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I guarantee you that.
Do you think that was, a lot of that was because the town was closed?
That was it. So the day the road come to Mullertown, it changed overnight. Now that's my opinion. Because you walk down the road, when it wasn't in the night, somebody seen it come in, you know.
Yeah.
Always. Yeah. Well, but the day the road went to Mullertown, it seemed like that changed. Well, see, another thing in Mullertown, nobody owed money.
No.
And everybody making the same money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Everybody working almost all year round. You know, if you didn't work, you know, we used to be closed out, say, from up in the woods probably from March and April. But that's about all. When you know, everybody's in the same boat. And there's no unemployment, you know, there's nothing. You just had to, you know, make her do what you had that year, you know, that's all.
Yeah,
And nobody owed any money, any amounts of money to nowhere, you know.
No, there was no class distinction
No,
there.
no, there wasn't, no.
It's one good thing
Even,
about that.
even Mr. Batson, now he was probably, you know, a bit more than anybody else. But the rest, the Amos was and Gene Flagwell, they were big noises there, you know, and Mr. Harding and them people were, you know, big shots. But you'd never know it. They were just ordinary people.
Yeah.
You know.
But now there was no silent movies after you came there, was it?
Silent movies.
Yeah. I mean,
No, the sound was there. The sound was there when I went. Oh yes,
Yeah.
I don't remember ever seeing, you know, a silent movie.
Can you remember how much it cost to get into a movie then?
I thought it was 35 cents, but I'm not sure. I think it was 35 cents. I remember.
You wanted popcorn, you had to bring your own.
Right. There's no popcorn out there. You didn't have no popcorn at Mullertown then. No.
And now, who looked after this? Was that a company thing? Or was it privately owned? Or do you know?
I'm not sure, but it wasn't a company thing really.
Yeah.
But and it wasn't the company. I think, you know, was sort of. They never paid no rent. I don't. Whoever ran the show that, I don't think. You know, it was there, the town hall committee, and that I think probably helped them out. You know. So I'm not sure. I know he used to come in. Funny, he used to come in from Mullertown Junction one time with the show, didn't he? Who used to come in with the movie somewhere? Didn't Dick run the movie somewhere? Was Dick?
Yeah, but they didn't bring them in, did they?
No.
I don't know where they came from, to tell you the truth. All I remember
He
was
used to come in on the train. Who?
Mr. Hartigan. Going back and forth.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think. You know, he used to come in on the train, I suppose.
Some later used to come from Grandpa.
That's right. That's what I'm saying. After the road, you know. But then it never. After that, wasn't long after that was give up. You know.
Yeah.
You know.
But it was a town hall committee thing.
That's right. Really was town hall committee. You know. You know.
And what about dances and things now?
There was a few, but not many dances up there.
No.
Not like you get down to Newport, you know.
No.
It was, no,
So
so
they
see,
got
but
married.
everybody was working too, you know.
Yeah.
And 90% of the men were out in the woods wintertime, you know, all the time. There's only a few people home, you know. Say fellows on the fire patrol summertime and a few in the garage or something like that. But everybody was in the woods up, you know, around the woods, you know. I didn't go to many dances, no. There was some, but never no big amount, you know, no.
Can you remember who played for the ones you did go to?
No, I don't remember that. But I remember somebody, I'm just trying to think. No, I know Mabel's father played, not to dance, but a few times up in the hall, you know.
Yeah.
And somebody else used to play, hey? Ray Relton. But say Ray didn't want to do very often, but once in a while Ray do a bit of, you know, when he get in the mood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
could you tell us a bit about the electricity bit up there?
Yeah.
That was interesting.
Yeah, if you didn't burn over 33 kilowatts, you were all right, eh? It was 33, wasn't it? I guess you heard that a good many times.
That's what you were, no? I
Well,
didn't.
33, I think. You pay, now it could be 35 and you pay $3 or whatever it was. It was a flat rate of $3 if it didn't go over, I think it's 33. You had 3 cents a kilowatt, you know, or something like that.
Yeah.
If you went over that, you had to pay extra.
Oh, you paid extra.
Paid extra if you went over that, you know. But you only had a few lights, so you only had a plug in here, I think one in the room or something like that. And, you know.
I was thinking of the time. The time they came on, the time they went off.
They
and all this.
went out, sir, 12 o'clock at night, then came on 5 in the morning, wasn't it? Now, it might be sitting, I thought it's 5, around that. 12 o'clock at night, I don't know, they blinked 10 to 12.
Yeah.
I remember it's a good many times that. that I'm certain. Yeah.
But now if something was going on, they kept him on later.
Yes, that's right,
or
yeah.
somebody was sick.
Yes,
or
that's
baby
right. Oh, yes,
born.
that they keep them on, yeah.
Yeah. And what about the boats? Now, can you remember anything about the boats? I suppose you remember the tugs.
Oh, yes,
Tugs were
I
there.
know about the tugs, yeah. Well, when Al Blunt came in first, he went on a small boat, all right? You go to, you know, up to the middle of Victoria Harbour, around them places. Well, see, the tugs, yeah, I knew them first, you know, they were, Mr. Lane was on that, he was the foreman up there. Nora Lane was,
Nora
you know,
Lane.
when they were summer on the drive before he opened his camp, he used to be there on the, you know, that's where he died on the boat, wasn't it? Yeah, he did, that's where he died on the boat and he brought him down, out there when he brought him down. That's right, brought him down Harbour and brought him downtown, yeah. Yeah, but so they used to be, you see the boats, you wouldn't see them in Mothertown much, but you see them when they were down towing wood up through Mothertown, you see them.
Yeah.
And then when you see them when they come down to the dam, you know, if you were, but they always come, you just come harbour around down to the dam, eh? Pick up the wood around the lake, that's all, you know. You didn't see the tugs very often in Mothertown, like, you know, if the weekends, they'd be there, they'd be moored offshore or something like that, you know. You know, tugs were quite...
Can you remember when they phased all that out? The boat?
No, man, I don't know exactly. See, the tugs were still going when I came down there, see? You know, I've been down there 26 years.
Yeah.
No, this is the kind of thing, that's what I'm saying,
Yeah.
I missed the gap between,
Yeah.
you know.
And what about medical services up there?
Well, first, I wouldn't say, the doctors was good for that size of a place. You know, it was, there was a doctor there all the time, you know, and that kind of thing, you know, and 90% of them were good, you know, fairly good doctors, as far as I can learn.
Now, did the company men have a medical claim? You know, if something happened to a man, he got cut or injured.
Yeah, there was.
Did he have to pay his own way?
No, there was the company brought you down, and if you transferred to Grand Falls, it was something serious, you know. Well, I know, because once I had my foot cut, and I never had to pay anything, you know. And they brought me down, Speeder, Mr. Taylor did from Lake Ambrose, and I'm not sure whether that they're done any different. I think Dr. Loveys, but I think he went at that time, say, Greg Loveys, he was only there, and Dr. Fox was there, Lawton was there. That was one of the fellows I remember, Dr. Lawton, fairly well. But I don't think you had to pay anything, because I know, you know, because I know they come down and now probably when you had to go to Grand Falls, you might have to pay your train ticket. I don't know, but I've never heard anybody complain much about it.
No, about your family now. Say if one of your children got sick or something like that, and they had to go to doctor, did they have to pay?
No,
Just wondered about being a company doctor.
No, I just you never had to pay the company doctor or nothing. Not in Mothertown. You never had to pay no, because he was on salary there, but the company, you know. Because when you went to the wood, you had to go and get a medical before you went up and that kind of stuff. Eh? That's what he was there for more than anything else. He wasn't a community, really. He was a company doctor.
Yeah.
But,
the company paid the doctor.
oh, yeah, that's right, yeah. I was just trying to think now if anybody had to, if you had to go to Grand Falls or anything, you know.
No, but I was just thinking about going up to see him.
No, I don't think anybody had to pay for it. I know, not in town. I never ever, just trying to, I don't know, you know. I don't know if my youngsters ever went up to see him. I don't remember, you know, but like I say, so, you know, when you come to think about 25 years, you come down here, you know, and then here, you know, to know that, you had to go to Grand Falls.
That's right.
Now, once the road got in there, it changed everything. You know, say, Bucklands used to be the place to go for a doctor.
Yeah.
You know, a company wants something, if you were caught, you send you to Bucklands. And you send them on a speeder. Take the speeder and run up, and there's nobody paid for that kind of thing. You know, it's just a trip to, or you wouldn't meet the train, you got on Bucklands train. You know, that was the thing more than anything else, eh?
That's right, you know, if anybody had to hire the speeder or ask for a speeder or a car to go with them, usually there was no charge.
No, unless you want the speeder for yourself.
Yeah.
If you want the speeder, come out and connect with the train, you know, if she wasn't coming or something like that, you would have to pay $2 or I think $4 for a speeder or something like that it was. I'm not sure the figure. But it was, if you had to go, if somebody caught her in land, as far as I know, and you took them on speeder went on, you had to just, you know, bad cut, you'd send you up on speeder. If the train wouldn't go on, but I'm glad, you know.
Now, what about the schools? Do you think the
Yeah.
education bit was something was good
Yeah,
up there?
education was good up there, yeah. I was on the school board for
Yeah.
a long time. But no, I found the teachers, Mr. Byrne and them people were wonderful, you know, guys have been teachers, and I know some of them buckets have been teaching up there a bit, and not mention any names. No, but I think the school was good for a small community.
Yeah.
And everybody, religion didn't mean a thing. That was one thing I enjoyed about it, was not what you were. You know, everybody was equal, as far as I'm concerned, you know.
Of course, the church was usually like that.
That's what I'm
wasn't
saying,
it?
the church was too, yeah, it was a community
Thing,
yeah.
and everybody went.
When I was in the Scouts, I was Scoutmaster up there.
Just coming.
Oh, no, I didn't know.
No,
No, sorry.
I'm just going to ask you about your organizations because I understood you were Scout.
Well, I was Scoutmaster for 4 years up there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I took over Mr. Bird when he left, sir. Yeah. We had a visit from the chief scout in Newfoundland come up there. We got a trip given us down to Batwood. Never cost none, you know, the scout paid for it up, you know. Yeah, but it was a real good troop up there, you know, real good scout troop, I'll tell you that. But after 54, some reason 54 I had to give it up. It seemed like after that, well, then it started to fail, you know. What I was saying, you know, that 56 year old went up there, you know, and that it seems like it dropped out. Because the guys were wonderful, but it seemed like when the road went up, opened up community, like things dropped out, it wasn't the same after that anymore up there. No, I was Scoutmaster up there, like I said, from 51 to 54, from starting in January 51 till December 54. You know.
Yes, there was quite a number.
Oh my Lord, yes,
Children then, wasn't there?
yeah, because Dick was and John Woodman, they were, and Mr. Pittman's son, you know, they were all patrol leaders, you know, and stuff. And my son, they were wonderful. Everybody enjoyed it. You know.
And what about other organizations up there now? What were you involved in?
Nothing.
The lodge and things like that?
No,
You weren't involved?
No, I couldn't get involved in the lodge.
Oh, no.
You know, because there's some clause in that. Yeah.
So what about the club room and that now? Did you go?
Not much. I was never much of a card player. You go down once in a while, you know, but never. Most I played was 500, if you know, something like that. But I never much of a card player.
Didn't play billiards?
Bit of billiards, yes.
Yeah.
Because I learned that over in England. I learned a bit of billiards. That's
Oh,
where I
I
got
see.
to. With poor old Stucky, yes, used to,
Oh, yeah.
you know, play, you know, a few for lad. You know, played billiards a bit.
So, I think you told us when you moved out of Millertown, didn't you?
Well, I mean, that's what I'm trying to think. See now, Harv was born up in Millertown, and Val was 25, so it was 26 years, September past. I moved out of Millertown. I'm telling you, time goes so fast.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's right.
But now, you weren't retired at that time.
My Lord, no, I'm retired. I retired the other day.
I was going to ask you why you moved out.
Why I moved out, sir? I was at Dobson now. I went at Dobson in 1962.
Office closed then?
No, but what happened? They were building a new office in Grand Falls. And they come to me, and I think Harold Well was there at the time, and Mr. Batson now, he was the wood manager then, see? And he, you know, he knew that I lived up in the woods. They offered me a chance to go to Grand Falls office if I wanted to accept it. But he said, tell you what, if you're satisfied to do, will you go to Ranger School for a year? He said, we'll pay you a salary and everything. He said, if you pass us, we'll give you a supervisor, usually called walking boss, job. If you don't do that, if you can't do that, if you don't pass, we'll probably put you in Grand Falls. I can go back off and work.
Yeah.
So I accepted and went to Ranger School.
So you went back to school
In 1962.
Oh.
I went to Ranger School in 62 for a year.
Oh, yeah.
You know, no, at home in the summer, you know what I mean to say, but
Yeah.
in the school year, that's what I spent. That's where I went and got the Ranger
So you
School,
came
American
to
Ranger
live
School.
here in Badger.
Yeah, but I
You
lived
worked in
not-
Grand Falls.
No, I lived in Millertown after I come back from Ranger School.
Oh, yeah.
But see, then I went to area supervisor,
Yeah.
and a lot of the work was in Halls Bay,
Oh, yeah.
and just far to travel.
Yeah.
And the house I had was, so I bought this house now, but it's not a small one, and with a crowd, and you're not taking this now, yeah? Oh, I won't mention it. No, there's some reason. Mr. Winhorn was, you know, and that's Mr. Winhorn then, and they want me to come down here. You know, there's a nice big house and everything, you know, and the rent was you know, fairly good and everything, and I wouldn't have all this traveling to do. You know, traveling to Halls Bay, I was looking after the main river and all that stuff, like, you know, them kind of things, not on the drive, but looking after the drives and that, you know, and the camps, Valley Brook, and the Halls Bay especially. That was a long ways away, you know. They asked me to move down there. But I still, it was cutting, you know, I was still the area supervisor. That's what I was come down.
So you didn't work in Grandpa?
In office, yeah, but not in office steady, you know. Only like after I came, like winter time, go on survey, you come down, say from probably March till the camps open in May, I down there. Never worked in office steady in Grandpa. No.
I was going to ask you why you didn't move to Grandpa to live,
No,
but
no.
now I can see.
Yeah,
right?
no.
So, what year did you retire? Not very long ago.
No, officially. Let's see now, so I went out in May, 86, but I had enough holidays till 87, you know what I mean, so I had a lot of holidays banked up. So officially retired February, shot there for a second. I got one look at it.
So, have you enjoyed your retirement?
Well, not so good now, but it was, you know.
Yeah. You were enjoying
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Traveling or gardening or fishing?
No, boy, a little bit of everything, you know, around, up in the, I was spell out fishing and, you know, spell out around the bays and, you know, never done much traveling, you know, but going around, always doing something.
Yeah. Now, do you think a project like we're doing here now to try to get the history of the logging and whatever, do you think that's a good thing?
Yeah, I certainly think nothing wrong with it because there's a lot of things are fading out. People, younger people won't know what it's about. Because you'd be surprised that the number of people who comes around asking me for something about Mullertown. You know, and a fellow come here a while ago and asked me, well, you worked in Mullertown one time, and he wanted to know, do I remember when this fellow got killed up there, for argument's sake, with the tractor and stuff like that, you know, and them kind of things, you know. And, oh yeah, certainly, be good to keep somewhere, you know.
So you got anything else now you'd like to add about your
I think
work,
enough said.
about your time in Millertown, or
No,
stories, something funny that happened to you?
No, nothing funny. But, there's a lot of things, you know, when you think about. There's nothing, I know one thing, the time strike come on, I was cashier, and I had money come off the bank that we knew might be coming. So, I think his name was fellow Stan Hatter, I think, was the man who come down. And you know what, like when 2 or 3 hundred men coming down, the porch was full, the fellow would check, say, want more cash? And I just couldn't, I said, man, what cash one for each man, eh? So Stan Hatter tossed it all up in the union fellows. Now he said, boys, go in and cash one first, eh? And if there's enough, you know, ain't left over, we'll get 2 cash for you. And I never had enough, and I know I had to give one for $150.50 pieces. Now, I never had enough money to cash all the checks, eh? At least 150, could be 140, you know what I mean, but somewhere in that area. And he had a job that just scrape that, you know, well, you know what, like, eh? But this is something you remember, that kind of thing.
That's right. So the money didn't get up in time, you mean?
Well, no, it came up with all kinds, $100,000. There was a lot, there might have been only 60,000 at the time, you know what I mean, say, but 100,000 all we're allowed to have after. And when there was a lot of men come down that time, my son, December, so, you know, when the strike started. And when the strike was on that winter, I was on a dam with crowds up there, you know. And I was keeping time for all the foremen, like Joe Gill and whoever, you know, all up there. I kept time for all them. So one night I was supposed to go up before time, just go up after summertime. 3 members come to the door. They said, you can't go up on the dam tonight. I said, why? He said, we got a report. He said that they're coming after you tonight with a snowmobile. I said, what do you want me for? Well, I said, I'll tell you what now. I said, you know where to go. He said, which way, what the leg, he said, and get up to, do you want to steal something out in one of the camps? He said, they're coming for you tonight. He said, the union crowd. And I said, all right, but. So, he said, you can't go to work. So when daytime come, men were still sitting there. I said, what are you fellas doing? We're going to 2 months, we're staying here all night, and we revolve on the table, with a board light on the table. And, so, you know, but nothing happened anyway. So the next morning, when I got up, they give me the bolt. I was looking at the bolt upstairs the other day. They said, here's the bolt we remember, but, you know, that's one of the things you remember about it, you know. And then when they went and raided up the first dam, you know, the 112, I went down with Var McCarty went up there with 112 injunctions. And I wouldn't, well, we had to stay down in the grandpa's house all night, me and Ed Ralph, wasn't allowed to go home, wasn't allowed to go home at all. Went right on to the dam, went down with Larry McCarthy, stood up on the table with 112 in jumping, reading them out. And as soon as we saw something, the Irish was with us, scared. Jack Fag was up on the dam, I think, I'm not sure if Jack or Doug with the train. We had dinner on. Everything was seen with A&D company on, everything was thumped out and potatoes and everything, lugging up, putting aboard the train, eh? And one fellow there with the land, kind of weird fellow with the land budget, wanted to give us a bit of a bang, but not his, I don't know how many mountains there, but there must have been 9 or 10 and probably, now somebody said 21, but I don't think they were all there, you know, but it was quite a one on that was, you know, one of the serious times you might be involved in. Yeah. But now I work now, as you say, but I didn't, Mothertown people wasn't like that. There's only 1 or 2 in Mothertown that, you know, was either but most of them, you know, would sort of sympathize with you. You had to go to work, now we could do good, so, you know, it's just we had to.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I enjoyed Mothertown, I must say, yeah.
Do you think it was a good place to bring up your children?
Yeah. Because,
family?
well, they had to move out when they went to college or anything, you know, but regarded for in their younger days, it was good. It was, like I say, when the road went in, that changed Mothertown. Up to the time the road went in, that was 1956, if I.
Yeah.
You know.
That's right.
You know. After that, like I say, you know, it didn't seem the same. Because everybody went and bought cars and that kind of stuff, you know, and everybody went in the hole. And then you had a different, different way of living.
Yeah.
Different way. You know. No, I enjoyed Mothertown, you know, from when I was after first boys. You know, some of the poor fellows, Mr. Wheaton, and then to high school there, for you stay when they come down for the weekend, see,
That's what I was getting at just now. You did stay with
but not bored.
No.
Well, when I'd come down, I stayed hotel, the company paid me with, you know. But when I come down, like going out, turn your band, going back and forth.
Yeah.
Or Mr. Wheaton, always went there. You know, just always special there, you know, something to eat,
Yeah.
You know.
And you say just now that this money bit in the office payroll, you were only allowed to keep $100,000.
That's all we allowed to have there.
At one time.
At one time, just $100,000. That's all the place being short for apparently, you know. You couldn't have over that, you know. Yeah.
Approximately how many men now would that pay?
Well,
Just roughly,
okay. Well, most of the men wouldn't have saved for up. It depends on what time of the year, you know, don't you now? Because from May, they go up in May, a lot of them wouldn't come down no more till September. You know, them kind of things are till, you know, the cab closed.
That's right.
But after a lot of people have, well, see, what you got to think, when I got married, I was getting $112 a month.
Yeah.
As I say, and the men were, down the river, getting 28, 29 cents an hour.
Yeah.
And I don't remember at 4 o'clock when you make it a pay in the end of the month. By the time I had done coking out, $50 more you'd have. You know, so, you know, you wasn't talking about, but you got to remember, there was 4,000 men up in Mothertown one time working.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
That's the big thing.
How many men?
Say there was 24 camps there, with 50 in a camp would be 1,200 if you're all open at one time.
Yeah.
And winter time, it'd be probably 25, 30 in a camp. You know, at 20 camps, you'd be 500 or 600 men winter time there. You know, so you're talking about a lot of men.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, I remember one time I was on 24 camps there. You know, that's, it's just, sometimes you wouldn't do 47, 48 men, but you could take 50. I say, but that's a lot of people when you come to think about it. Doesn't work working with the company now. You know, and a lot of people, when you're working out, when you're on cashier, a lot of people had no way to get the money out. They send their check down to you, and when you're working out, you can make out express orders. And or you send out thousands.
Oh, so that was done too. In other words, was sent home to the family.
Yeah, the man send out a couple of checks, and you send out, you know, whatever you want to send out, and you know, go to the families. A lot of people done that.
So there was sort of an extra service.
Oh, it was,
the company provided.
Oh, yeah, it was, yeah. Yeah, I was licensed to make out them, you know. Yeah. Anybody was having cash on that, you know. But the express order card, yeah, that's right, express order.
I was thinking about that one day when somebody said they only got paid when they came down. And
No, you get paid.
Yeah.
You get paid, but you could, you know, if a man wants to keep his checks, you know, or send them home. But a lot of fellows used to send them, get express orders sent out, that kind of thing.
Yeah, because I was thinking about what did his family do home.
That's right, yeah. No, a lot of people used to sign the checks, send them down, and you send out express orders to their homes and that, you know. No, I wouldn't say a lot, but, you know, a good many people, you know. Yeah.
So anything else now?
I don't know, you know.
Don't speak.
No, I guess you've heard most all before, you know. Most everything is repeated, you know. Now in that, you different things probably from other, you know. Yeah.
Well, we'd like to... What?
No, too bad Bill's not here. I just trying to think names a little. I got to tell this one.
Yeah.
You knew Noise Pittman, of course.
Yeah.
And no, it wasn't. I wonder who was it. Just trying to think now. Well, Budget worked up there for a while.
Robert?
Did Roberta work up there? In the office for a little, doing some switchboard or something?
So.
She did for a little while.
Yeah.
And this evening, Mr. Pittman had a body there. So she went and took the powder and powder over his head. And when he's come downstairs, you know how to, you know.
Yeah.
So he took the lamp and went for a lamp at her. Yeah, he would come downstairs, and you know how the stairs had the bend, and she would powder his head. He'd come down the big old con. And next time she'd be with the lamp, you're going for a lamp downstairs, we from the door not do for a little part. Oh boy. Yeah.
Yes, I guess some funny things happen.
Oh yes,
that
it was,
office.
yeah.
Never anybody buried the safe or anything. They did have a big old safe up there.
That was a big, remember that was a big thing, try to remember that. You know.
Yeah, I suppose.
Yeah. But you're talking about some honest people. I made a mistake one time and give a fellow Bert Bartley, he was a foreman, $20. You know, I remember I said money you put in envelopes, you know.
Yeah.
And I counted in money, I said $20. You know, and then between the time I got a chance to count and done it, they come down and went on home, eh? And of course I had to pay $20. Now yes I could do, you know, because Mr. Potts or Ambridge, whoever was there, or Matson, once in a while they had to come counting money a few times a year. And I told him, put me $20. You know, next spring, when Bert Bartley come in, he brought back $20 to me. He didn't know until he got home, and when he got home, he had $20 too much in his envelope. And when he come back next spring, he brought it to me. You know, funny happens, isn't it?
Yeah.
Now that's how I know about it.
Anyway, we'd like to thank you for your time and your information.
Yeah. Well, like I say, 99% you got is the same stories and everybody are close to it, you know. From
We haven't got any on the office.
No, well, like I say, it is, you know, the office is just ordinary, we just call it office routine. You know, that's what it was. It's almost the same thing month after month, eh?
Yeah.
But it was a nice team of work to mine, you know.
It's made employment for quite a few people.
But it was, yes, it was.
The whole town.
And the whole hospital there too, you know, was the thing, you know. I remember that, and, you know, that was closed up. But we used to have the guides, in the guides of the doctor.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right,
Yeah.
yeah, that's right.